Euromaxx highlights. And here's your host, Karin Helmstedt.
Hi there, and welcome to our highlights edition, coming at you this time with these and other topics. Fashion fever, a close-up look at the behind-the-scenes bustle of Berlin Fashion Week. Diverse designs, investigate the latest interior trends at the IMM Cologne Furniture Fair. And Olympic effort, we meet a contender at the first Youth Winter Olympics in Innsbruck. And fashion was the highlight of the past week here in Berlin as the winter edition of Fashion Week added a touch of glamour to downtown around the main tent. Visitors to the shows there are confronted with what looks like a seamless flow of collections flowing on and off the catwalk, but have no idea how much effort goes into making the perfect show. Well, details are key for Chief Hairstylist André Märtens, and this next report shows just a fraction of his Fashion Week job.
One show follows on the heels of another during Berlin Fashion Week. Over 40 designers are presenting their new fall-winter collections in the marquee at the Brandenburg Gate alone. It's a busy time for models, designers, and hairstylists like André Märtens. His work began 2 weeks before the start of Fashion Week. It's the 10th time the 45-year-old stylist has been head of hair or chief hairstylist at the event. As such, Märtens is responsible for almost all the hairdos seen on the catwalk at the fashion shows. He's been dreaming up new hairstyles and testing out the most complicated ones on a mannequin.
We don't have much time for each show, which means the styling has to be done within a specific time frame. We try things out on mannequins ahead of time to see if it's feasible and to see if the look works too.
A week before the first shows start, while the marquee is being set up at the Brandenburg Gate, the first look rehearsal takes place. Märtens helps German fashion designer Guido Maria Kretschmer choose the hairstyles for his show. They discuss how thick the strands of hair should be and whether to style the other side now or after the hat's been tried on. Every step is photographed. Later, these pictures will serve as visual aids for the rest of the Märtens team.
Hairstyles are really important to me. I'm not a designer who only thinks about clothes. I'm really focused on hairstyles and makeup because they're the best help you can get. You can dress up a body wonderfully, but a face is always a face. To augment beauty, you must use the hair too. This year it's especially important to me because the look I've chosen is so Mongolian, Chinese, so Asian, and I feel the hair must match the clothes perfectly.
Just 1 day to go. Märtens has to explain each of the specially created hairstyles to his team. 42 hairdressers from all over Germany have come to the capital for the event. It's the first morning of Fashion Week. For the hairdressers, the day begins at 6 a.m. Every day, up to 10 fashion labels present their collections in the tent. Märtens and his team often have to prepare the models for 3 catwalk shows at the same time.
At first I run around a lot, making sure everyone's getting on with the designers, but right now I've got the feeling that everything's going well.
Day 2 of the 4-day Fashion Week. It's time for Guido Maria Kretschmer's show. The complicated makeup is proving to be a challenge.
We'll do the rest out there.
With just minutes to go, some of the hairstyles are still being worked on. 19 models are supposed to appear on the catwalk in a pre-assigned order. The audience has no idea of the chaos going on backstage.
What can I say? It went really well. Very good.
For Guido Maria Kretschmer, the show was a great success. And And André Märtens is at least partly to thank for that.
Well, seeing as we've been having a rather English winter here in Berlin, you wouldn't have wanted to be without your Swain Adney Brig Brolly at Fashion Week. That's one of the best umbrellas in the world. It's made in Britain, and it's one of the best ways around to protect your dew from the elements.
The Brig is probably the most famous umbrella in the world, and every gentleman's accessory of choice, such as Giles Fisher.
It's absolutely splendid. As the snow falls, I am protected by the world-renowned Brig umbrella. It's an umbrella like no other in the world. I have a silk canopy protecting me from the elements. And I know it's a distinctive look that separates one man from another.
The first Brig umbrella was made in England over 170 years ago. The company soon included members of the royal family among its clients, and still keeps the royals dry to this day. Prince Charles is often seen with a Brig. In the 1960s, the company's profile was raised by the TV series The Avengers, which featured a sword-concealing brolly made by Brig, a model which was later banned. The umbrellas are crafted just as they have been for the past 100 years, by hand, with love and care at workshops near Cambridge in England. Some 1,200 of them are made each year. Skilled craftsmanship goes into every Brig umbrella, and 4 hours of work. The craftspeople in Cambridge also restore old models. The main store in central London stocks 19 models. Each handle is made of a different type of wood, ranging from ash to malacca and maple. Giles Fisher's grandfather, Nicholas Elliot, even wrote a book about umbrellas. Its tongue-in-cheek title, Never Judge a Man by His Umbrella.
Most certainly you can judge a man by his umbrella due to the absolute astonishing amount of craftsmanship that goes into these umbrellas. They're the Rolls Royce, they're the phantom of things, and I think you can associate it with looking at a man with a good pair of shoes or a good watch.
An umbrella with a silk canopy and a striped cherry handle costs around €550. But for a city gent like Giles Fisher, it's money well spent.
Well, once upon a time, beauty was a concept endlessly pondered by the artists and philosophers. But today's idea of beauty really does focus on simple good looks. The beauty pageant, which came into being in the late 19th century, is a showcase for Western ideals of beauty. And here in Germany, near Hanover, the Rose family not only has beauty pageant prowess in their genes, so to speak, but statistically could also be called Germany's most beautiful family.
Smooth skin, a radiant smile, and large eyes. Are those beauty trays? And what is beauty?
Beauty is a nice smile. Beauty is having an attractive and healthy tan.
It's when people are happy and their eyes radiate joy.
Being beautiful is important to the Rose family. The siblings have won a total of 9 beauty pageants. In 2009, 25-year-old Gianna took part in such a contest for the first time. Her brothers, Sunny and Almondy, were soon won over by her enthusiasm.
My family provided the motivation because my sister started doing this 2 years ago and was named Miss Lower Saxony. Then a year later, my little brother continued the tradition. He was also very successful and came in third in the Mr. Germany contest. Then my family pestered me to enter, so I wound up competing in Hanover.
And their success streak continued from there. A month ago, Almondy Rosa was crowned Mr. Germany. The 26-year-old is a business information systems graduate. His sister is studying to be a naturopath, but both enjoy competing in beauty contests.
Every person has a different idea of beauty. It really is in the eye of the beholder. Not everyone finds brown hair or blonde hair attractive. Maybe they prefer red or black. That's very important. To each his own.
Cultural studies expert Doris Müller-Tulvi has been investigating the idea of beauty for many years.
Time and again, people have tried to measure beauty, to make it measurable. From Polyclet in ancient Greece to Albrecht Dürer to the present. Well-proportioned body shapes, as well as symmetry, clearly play a major role in our sense of beauty.
Beauty contests go back a long way. Marthe Soucaré from Guadeloupe won the first international beauty pageant in Belgium in 1888. After that, such contests became popular around the globe. In 1927, Hildegard Quandt was crowned the first Miss Germany at Berlin's Sportpalast. However, the real heyday for beauty contests was in the 1960s. And all the winners have something in common.
When you look at the winners of beauty contests, all could be described as young, natural, fit, healthy, and sporty. And those are things that also conform to our general view of beauty when it comes to people. Of course, it will differ a bit from one cultural group to the next, but especially in Germany, it's important that beauty be natural beauty.
Until the 1950s, women with fuller, curvy figures were the ideal. But that all changed in the 1960s, when it became in to be thin.
I'll be honest with you. No one who's arrogant or conceited is crowned a Miss something or other, because then no one will want anything to do with you. You need to have a good character, be extroverted, exude enthusiasm, and like working with people. That's the most important thing. After all, you represent something.
Ideals of beauty may come and go, but the worship of beauty remains constant. Gianna and Almondy Rosa plan to enjoy their time in the limelight for as long as their looks last.
Well, the start of a new year always means a changing of the guard for our European capitals of culture. And along with Guimarães in northern Portugal, the city of Maribor in Slovenia takes this year's honour. Slovenia's second largest city was long called Marburg as part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And today, as part of the European Union, it's one of the country's biggest tourist attractions.
In the Slovenian city of Maribor, east meets west. The architecture harks back to an era in which the country was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and many people here can speak fluent German. Some 150,000 tourists come to Maribor each year. This year, extra-cultural attractions are likely to attract more visitors, or at least that's what tourist guide Aleš Janusz is hoping for.
The city has an urban flair, but on the other hand, it has something of a village character. If you go 1.5 kilometers out of the city, you're already in parkland, in the vineyards, among nature.
Before Slovenia became independent 2 decades ago, Maribor was a prosperous industrial city. It's seen better days, but it has a rich cultural heritage. Composer Franz Liszt even performed in the city's castle. As Maribor struggles with its post-industrialist fate, the arts are seen as one way of reviving the city economically. Carmina Slovenica from Maribor has already made a name for itself internationally by bringing together music and theatre. The choir has won numerous awards and regularly goes on tour. The performance Placebo is part of the opening events.
Maribor has a good basis for me because I have a lot of freedom. Our audience is open, so they really accept all new music, my experiments. So it's a very good basis. Conditions are excellent, so it's easy to make not easy, but maybe easier than I would have somewhere else, to make projects here and later to go abroad.
The Municipal Art Gallery is also going international. The current exhibition is showing works from young artists from Slovenia and other European countries.
They were born after the Slovenia was independent or just about, and it's really a new generation that brings a lot of energy and a lot of new questions in the contemporary art field.
In Maribor, people are particularly proud of having the world's oldest vine. It's more than 400 years old and still bears fruit. The small quantities of wine produced are not commercially available. Instead, the product is presented to high-profile guests, such as US President Bill Clinton. One of Europe's biggest wine cellars is situated under the Old Town, stretching for 2.5 kilometers.
We have an acid soil made up of loam, clay and sand. That's why our wines are very fresh with high acidity levels, but also high sugar levels because we have a lot of sun in the autumn.
Maribor has a range of special events for its year as European Capital of Culture. The organisers want to show just how much potential this small city has.
As one of the world's biggest international furniture fairs, the IMM Cologne attracted some 1,200 exhibitors from 50 countries. The big names in design from Germany, Europe and the world congregate here to display the coming trends. And if trend is kind of a dirty word as people seek to individualise their interior styling, we found the drive toward innovative, multi-purpose furniture looked like a trend in itself.
Multifunctional furniture. Sometimes with integrated multimedia equipment or made of natural materials. All trends at the IMM Cologne this year. Today's furniture is flexible and can be adjusted or arranged as their owners see fit. It's the job of interior designer Katrin Nielsen to identify up-and-coming trends for the furniture industry. And they're becoming increasingly diverse.
We all want something unique. We don't want to have the same furniture as our neighbors. We're looking for something that suits our individual style. Furniture is taking on more and more sophisticated forms with ever finer details. We're looking for more sophisticated furniture. And that's why there's such a colorful array of trends.
Sustainability is becoming a buzzword among international furniture manufacturers. Solid wood furniture is growing in popularity, like these items made of oak. People want to surround themselves with objects that feel good to the touch and evoke emotions.
Oak started becoming popular a few years back. It is regarded as ecologically sound. It's native to Germany, and because it's so porous and so alive, you can work it beautifully and get lovely 3D surface grain effects that have a used-look character and an emotional resonance.
There's lots of wood furniture with integrated high-tech equipment at the furniture fair. In this bathroom, you can program your own individual video, light, and audio needs. But some technology remains hidden. Furniture is becoming more and more compact and multifunctional.
Globalization is letting us know what's happening in India, China, and South America, and designers are becoming experts on the international stage, especially German designers, which has positive implications for the aesthetic of German furniture. Heavy, rustic German furniture is out, along with that stuffy look. Things are becoming more modern.
This unit comes in a dizzying array of combinations. Big, small, with different colored LEDs. This movable shelving means that you can divide living space as you want it. These days, sofas frequently stand in the center of rooms and have to be good to look at from all angles. This sofa offers 144 different seating and sleeping positions.
That has an awful lot to do with the fact that we are looking for intelligent furniture that we'll be able to use our whole lives. The world's population will continue to flock to the cities or megacities, so we will have less space in the future. As a result, furniture is becoming more compact again, with integrated storage space, for example. That means that the trend toward functionality, and especially multifunctionality, will continue to grow in the years to come.
Kathleen Nielsen believes that as far as color is concerned, yellow is the next big thing. But this year's IMM Cologne shows that in today's increasingly individualized society, everything goes as long as you like it.
And finally, the Youth Olympics are new on the sporting calendar since the summer of 2010 when they were inaugurated in Singapore. And now the winter edition has taken place for the very first time in Innsbruck, Austria. That's a city with a long-time Olympic tradition. Well, Nina Prock, who's a luge athlete, is also carrying on a long family tradition. And we caught up with her on the Olympic site to hear more.
Joggle, the mountain goat mascot, is getting about 1,000 teenagers in the mood for the party that is the inaugural Winter Youth Olympics in Innsbruck. It covers 63 events in 15 different disciplines. 16-year-old Nina Prock from Austria gears up for the ultimate daredevil event, the luge. She makes an extra effort for the crucial final run, but misses out on the medals by just 0.12 of a second.
I tried to give my best and risk everything. And that means you can make mistakes. But coming in fourth at the Olympics is a good result. It's a great feeling to be cheered on by the Austrians here. The Olympic spirit is unique, and I hope it won't be my last time.
Innsbruck has already hosted the regular Winter Olympics in 1964 and 1976. Nina Prock comes from a big winter sports family with a great Olympic legacy. Markus Prock was himself a world champion luge ace. And when father and daughter stroll through the city together, the cameras are never far away.
You can feel what it's like for the stars. My father is a huge role model for me, and he's always giving me tips.
I was at several Olympics and also won some medals. Ski jumper Gregor Schlierenzauer is a nephew of mine. For him, I used to be the big uncle. Being able to achieve something together is a great thing. And now my daughter qualified for the Youth Olympics. Of course, you can pass on some of your experience.
And his nephew is the most successful ski jumper in the world right now. Markus himself was twice individual world champion and won 3 Olympic medals. Jacques Roca, president of the International Olympic Committee, appointed Markus Prock as ambassador for the Youth Games.
Because I believe that sport is education, and that bringing together elite sport, culture and education, you combine everything that is needed in sport. You put together the athletes of all the countries of the world, with their cultural difference, with their ethnic difference, with different religions, languages. And that's what sport is about, is to bring people together.
Young sportswomen and men from 70 countries are competing in the Youth Olympics.
I'm incredibly proud to be taking part in these games. It's the best preparation for a successful sporting career.
I don't know how to describe it. It's really positive and awesome.
It's just everyone you can talk to and you have something in common with, and everyone's so polite and helpful.
In Innsbruck, there's plenty of opportunity to let your hair down in the evenings. Day by day, Nina Brock's pride at taking part grows a little more.
Well, feel free to visit our website at dw-world.de/English/Euromaxx-highlights if you'd like to see our highlights again or perhaps catch up on an episode. And with that, it is time for me to sign off. So until next time, all the best from us here in Berlin, and auf Wiedersehen.